Welcome to a new lecture today. Hello friends, welcome to a new lecture today on MCQ session of stomach. Pre-pyloric channel ulcer is of grade. In the grading of peptic ulcer, the pre-pyloric ulcer is of the grade 3. Then question number 2. Linitis plastica is Borman class 4 classification. Linitis plastica is Borman class 4 classification. I have already explained classifications in a separate lecture. Please watch that playlist once. Okay. Then question number 3. Investigation of choice for congenital hypertrophic pyloric stenosis is. Investigation of choice for congenital hypertrophic pyloric stenosis is. Ultrasonography is the investigation of choice for congenital hypertrophic pyloric stenosis. Then question number 4. Most important diagnostic feature of congenital hypertrophic pyloric stenosis is. Most important diagnostic feature of congenital hypertrophic pyloric stenosis is non-bilious vomiting. Among all these, non-bilious vomiting is the most important diagnostic factor for hypertrophic pyloric stenosis. Then question number 6. Dumping syndrome is due to. In dumping syndrome, let us see the options. Dumping syndrome is due to presence of hypertonic content in the small intestine. Dumping syndrome is due to presence of hypertonic content in the small intestine. Diarrhea is a clinical feature of dumping syndrome. Vagotomy is the cause of dumping syndrome. Reduced gastric capacity is also the cause of dumping syndrome. But this is not just dumping syndrome, it is the main etiology. But why did the dumping syndrome occur? The immediate cause of dumping syndrome is because of presence of hypertonic content in the small intestine. If you were asked why is there presence of hypertonic content in small intestine, then it can be due to reduced gastric capacity. Then question number 5. Which of the following is false about dumping syndrome? We will see each options. Okay. Presence of hyperosmolar content in small intestine, small bowel. True, not true. That is, it is false. Okay. Presence of hyperosmolar content in small bowel is true. Right? That is the reason why there is dumping syndrome. Presence of hypoosmolar content is false. There will be hyperosmolar content in small intestine. It occurs due to destruction of pyloric sphincter muscle. True, it occurs due to destruction of pyloric sphincter muscle. Or you can say not just destruction of pyloric sphincter muscle, loss of pyloric sphincter is main cause of dumping syndrome, that is due to gastrectomy. Then question number 6. Most common cause of duodenal obstruction in adults is. Duodenal obstruction in adults, most common cause of duodenal obstruction in adults is cancer pancreas. So there are some questions which are asked pertaining to this, just similar to this question. See, most common cause of duodenal obstruction in adults is carcinoma pancreas. Most common cause of obstruction, gastric obstruction, is cancer stomach. Okay, gastric outlet obstruction is also seen in adult onset hypertrophic pyloric stenosis, gastric ulcer with cicatrization causing hourglass and teapot deformity. Duodenal obstruction can be seen in cancer pancreas most commonly. It can also be seen in pancreatitis, duodenal atresia. Other causes of gastric outlet obstruction are Wilkie's disease, Phytobazar and Trichobazar. Then question number 7. Maximum weight reduction is by which surgery? That is, which bariatric surgery decreases maximum weight loss? Maximum weight loss is seen by biliopancreatic diversion. If you see, for each of these, the gastric banding, gastric banding decreases BMI of 10.4, whereas laparoscopic sleeve gastrectomy decreases BMI of 11.9, whereas Roux-en-Y gastric bypass decreases BMI of 50/16. Biliopancreatic diversion decreases BMI of 18. Actually, in biliopancreatic diversion, there is decrease in weight of approximately 50 kg in 3 to 6 months. And this biliopancreatic diversion has the highest weight loss and highest post-operative mortality when compared to others. Biliopancreatic diversion has highest weight loss and highest post-operative mortality. Then question number 9. There is reduction of morbidity for duodenal ulcer nowadays because of anti-ulcer medications. There is reduced morbidity of duodenal ulcer due to the widespread use of anti-ulcer medications like H2 blockers and H. pylori eradication therapy. Then question number 10. Posterior duodenal ulcer is related with posterior duodenal ulcer or duodenal ulcer posteriorly is related with gastroduodenal artery. Duodenal ulcer posteriorly is related with gastroduodenal ulcer, whereas bleeding in duodenal ulcer is mainly due to gastroduodenal artery. Bleeding of gastric ulcer is mainly due to left gastric artery. Then duodenal blowout treatment is, if there is duodenal blowout syndrome, the duodenal blowout syndrome, in this the treatment is USG guided drainage. You will have to drain the fluid with the help of USG. This duodenal stump is the stump seen after resection of stomach in Billroth 2. Leaking of contents from this duodenum is called as duodenal blowout. The contents can be either bile juice or pancreatic juice most commonly. So, if this occurs, this most commonly occurs in around 4 to 5 days post-operative days. That is 4 to 5 days after surgery. So, if this occurs, then you will have to drain the fluid with the help of USG. USG guided drainage is indicated for duodenal blowout. Thank you guys for watching my lecture. Thank you.